Good morning, mob family. How are we? Let's see how everyone comes in. Have some coffee. We need to get more sugar.
Yeah, we have in the freezer.
Awesome. Let's see who comes in. Hello, Diana. Good morning. Well, good morning where I am, and good whatever time of the day it is for where you are. Hello, Carolyn. Morning, Malcolm. How are you? It's happening, Carolyn. Yes, it is. It really is. So any questions you have, you can ask questions about Sheepdog, Aftermath, which is currently being done right now. Welcome, Craig. Craig, I'm going to the post office this weekend. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, I don't want to put it up because then it's your address. But yeah, this is going out and this is going out. Make sure I don't put the address up. And this is going out. Coin book. So yeah. I don't have a coin available. Is there a coin over there? If you see me talking to someone off camera, it's my wife, my amazing wife. No coins over there? Oh, we have one here. Okay. Oh, I don't want to. Okay, well. Coins are in little things like this. They're the challenge coins for our, I guess they're not really Monty and Strong, but they are. It's peaches on one side and the Vitruvian dragonfly on the other side. And they're for the people who won the quote competition. So it's 10 people, and it was really supposed to be 5, but you know, we just made it 10 because there were that many good quotes. And it wasn't me, it was the pack who chose. So there you have it. Okay, let's see. Wait, let me say hi to everybody. Say hi to Craig. Hello, Alex. Nice ring, by the way, Alex. I like it. Good morning, Cynthia. Hello, Dolly. Welcome. Hello, Linda. Hello, Leslie. Oh, you want me to have her say hi? Okay, hold on. Do you want to get on camera? You want to say hi? They want you to say hi. Next time. She's a little shy. Yes, challenge coins are definitely a military tradition. Hello, Kimbra. Hello, Matthew, Stuart. Somebody asked about Sheepdog. Sheepdog, Carolyn, how to come up with the name, or is this something you covered? The name, I think I did cover it in another chat. It's a sheepdog refers to those who protect others, or in this case, sheepdogs protect the sheep. And so this is a thriller kind of action, military type thriller. So the sheepdogs are the organization or the group that protects the general populace. And so they're called sheepdogs in general. But this group is called rhinos, and you'll see why when you read the story. I'll tell her, yes, that you are nice and welcoming for next time. Sure. I'll make sure that she knows. Welcome, Darren. Hello, Leslie. I'll make sure I don't want to miss anyone. So we got an hour. The reason we have an hour is because, and I have to kind of stick to the hour, because we're uploading these videos to YouTube. You just go to Bitten Peaches Publishing on YouTube. And if I make it longer than an hour, if I let it run too long, the upload is insane. So try to keep everything to an hour. So if you have questions, comments you want to make, do them as soon as you can. So that way I can keep it within the hour, because I'm really trying to keep it within the hour. Exactly. Yes, there are wolves and there are sheep, and sheepdogs are kind of the wolves that protect. Exactly. Yeah. So Craig kind of summed it up. For sure. Welcome, Larry. Yeah, I had the feeling you hadn't grown up. So today on Family Friday, the post about what do you want to be when you grow up. I guess a lot of us have come across those teachers or people in our lives that we felt were influential, and kind of said, you'll never be able to do that, or you know, be able to do whatever, and they kind of derailed your entire dream. So today I'm just telling you, follow your dream. Whatever it is, find a way to get it done, or find a way to express it. Thank you, Malcolm. I've always wanted to tell stories, and I've always done so. I just never thought that I would be able to do it as part of my living, you know, as something that I wanted to do and really be remunerated for it. Money, people would pay money for it. But when you think about it, if you extrapolate it, story moves the world. I've always heard that story moves the world. And if you go to a movie, you're watching someone's story. When you read a book, you're reading someone's story. And so everything is about story. We're natural born storytellers. And that was my desire, that was my dream, and it took me a while, but I finally got to it. But if you have something that you wanted to do, find a way to express that. Find a way to get that done, you know? So, yeah, follow that dream. Don't let anything stop you. So, yes. Let me make sure I'm in the group page. Hold on. Am I in Montague and Strong? Let me make sure. That may not be. That would be weird. Yeah, I'm in. Okay. Yeah, okay. Just making sure we don't have any strange technical difficulties. Just checking. Hold on. Make sure I'm not hiding. All right then. So yes, any questions? Any other questions about Sheepdog? It's in mid-shred, and the art is really doing a fantastic job. They're taking this. At this point, I barely remember the story because I was towards the end. My brain was just so mushy, but they're taking a really good story and making it an incredible story. So yeah. Hello, Gemma. Yes. So we're just gonna call her MG. Hello, MG, Gemma's daughter. Hello from New York City. Oh, I'm sorry she's not feeling well. Feel better. Feel better, MG. From New York City. Feel better. Hello, Isabel. Oh my gosh, like I can't hide from you. Jeez. Found me. That sounds so ominous. Did you get your VIP code? How did you get past the gatekeepers? That's my question. When do I expect to release Sheepdog? The shred goes until, let me see, I'll tell you when the shred, I think it's till October 2nd, October 3rd. And shortly after that, I'm going through the notes even as we speak. And so right after that, I'll probably be releasing it. So once the notes are done, it goes out. So yeah, so next early October, first week of October, it'll be out. And it's a novella. I guess it's a novella. It's about 31,000 words. So it's a little shorter than a regular novel. So novella, and I'll make sure it's gonna be 99 cents for the mob for one day, and then it goes full price. So probably not a whole day, but since you guys are spread out all over the world, I want to make sure I cover all the time zones. And so I'll put up for 99 cents and let everyone know, and then I will announce when it's going to go up to the full price is like $2.99 because it's only 31K. And so before I move it up to the full price, I'll make sure everyone in the mob has had an opportunity to get it at 99 cents because that's the mob price. And then it goes full. It goes live in a few days after the last art. So yes. And then I'm working on Aftermath now as we speak. Well, not right now, but in the midst of Aftermath. Oh wow, I gotta keep track of this real quick. Yes, you're welcome, Gemma. Feel better, MG. Hello, Audrey. Mark, hello. I'm glad you got your VIP card, Isabel. Ugh, I can't even call you Isabel. That's so weird. Hello, Shannon. Hello, Laura. Dolly's getting a shout out from Isabel. You're interrupting. What audiobook are you listening to, Mark? I'd like to know. I'm not entertained. I am supremely entertained. Thank you, Audrey. I'm glad you like it. Hello, Rhiannon. Will Sheepdog change my release schedule? No, Sheepdog had to get done because it was just this kind of book that, because I'm doing this thriller type book, I needed to get it out of the way, but I also wanted to get done. Aftermath muscled in toward the end of Sheepdog, and I was already writing the first chapter. And Aftermath is also going to be short, like 30K, and then I jumped right into Dragon's Impasse after that, and then jumped right into The Golem, which is the next Monty Strong after that. So it's a lot of back to back, and then I'm traveling. I'm looking at November, so to 50 books, okay, 20 books to 50K. Thanks, Rob. I really appreciate it. Yes, Shannon, that's awesome. I will totally rock on. Thank you. I never call you that. Ew, you're right, Isabel. Ugh. Yeah. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was a fun. It was really hard to write in the sense of I didn't have magic to fall back on or the magic structure. So there was no hand-wavium. And that was a little tough. I had to, and it was even different because even in Division 13, where I do have tech, it's still tech and magic. They're technomancers, right? But in Sheepdog, there's no magic. It's all figuring it out and wit and stuff like that. So, yeah. Where did I get my idea for Sheepdog? Oh, we already discussed. See what happens when you're late? I thought you had a VIP card, Isabel. Sheepdog is because, again, there are sheep and there are wolves, and then there are wolves that protect the sheep, and those are the sheepdogs. You, being an ex-military person, know this very well. So, yes. But thank you for asking, just in case someone didn't know. I think you're going to enjoy Sheepdog, Isabel. Very much so. Yes, and Mushin. Well, not many people know the concept of Mushin, but it's I try to make it as simple as possible. It's really hard to explain Mushin and Zanshin and Fudoshin, but Mushin is what they call no-mindedness. And those of you who have any kind of discipline, who've trained, or if you're really into a kind of sport, and you get into what they call the zone, where you don't have to think about what you're doing, you just do it. That's a close approximation of Mushin, where you don't have to think. You're acting and reacting faster than most people could understand, and it's because it's so much a part of you. And that's Mushin. And Anvil gets into Mushin when she's really going dangerous. What gave me the idea to write the story for Sheepdog? I wanted to try a straight thriller. I've been wanting to do that probably since The Spiritual Warriors, but I didn't know how. And I had read plenty of like Barry Eisler and Lee Child and, very accomplished authors in that genre, but I didn't really know how. And even now, I'll still say I don't know how. I'm kind of pulled that one off. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But I wanted to try straight thriller without the magic, just to see what it was like, to see if I could do it. And it was fun. It was challenging. It was really challenging, but it was fun. What gave me the idea is that it was James Bond meets Mission Impossible with a little bit of Jason Bourne sprinkled in. And I wanted to see how it would work out with one team kind of, they're disavowed, but they still have to do what they can to save everyone. So it's nothing new under the sun, but it was my interpretation of that. Yeah. Do I have a favorite character in Sheepdog and why? Wow. That's a tough one. I'm going to have to go with, it's a tie between Anvil and Bella. Maybe some getting in there. But I will have to say Anvil and Bella. Bella because she's so, she says what she means. She doesn't hide that. Anvil because she's very methodical, and even though she feels for her team, she holds her feelings back a lot. So yeah, Malcolm, I think that's a different kind of Mushin. That's just no mind, period. Yeah, we don't have one, Audrey, in this one. There's no dog, no animals to hurt. No dogs, no animals were hurt in the making of that book. Hello, Mary Elaine, welcome. What did you think, Laura? I'm sorry, you thought so. About what? I have to read the questions because that way when these things get uploaded to YouTube, it doesn't feel weird because I have the comments now, but on YouTube, it's just like me answering comments. It's like one-sided. So I hope that answered your question, Carolyn, who my favorite character in Sheepdog was. Well, yeah, but the wolf in Sheepdog is Malcolm says there are no animals except a wolf. The wolf in Sheepdog is Black Wolf, which is a terrorist organization. I can't say any more than that. You gotta read the book. Very much like, yeah. So you never hurt the dog, very much like John Wick. I think I made a reference to that in Reaping Wind. You never hurt the dog, period. Yeah, who are your favorite characters? Those of you that have read Sheepdog, those of you that were in the art, who are your favorite characters? I would have to say Bella and Anvil were my. I also like Anvil because it's a weird paradox to who she is and then this name. It's this enormous, powerful name, Anvil, for this small, kind of slight Asian woman, but she's a badass. And then you have Bella, who's like, think Olympic type powerlifter female, and she's the sniper of the team. She's badass too. But she has a name like Bella, but she'll rip your arm off and beat you with it. So those are my two favorite characters writing. Yes, I agree. I tried to do that. I know we discussed this in other episodes, but I attempted to do Dog Aside, with Peaches in one of the stories, and I always remember I got some serious angry mail from the readers when they thought Peaches was hurt, to the extent that some readers have said, well, you'll lose a reader for life if you kill the dog, if you hurt the dog. And I've heard other readers say the same thing. If you kill the dog, I'm not going to read your stories. And I know authors who've done it and have kept most of their readers, but it's never a good idea to hurt the dog. So yeah. Yeah, I like Monk too, Larry. So I asked who are the favorite characters of those who've read Sheepdog. It's currently in shreds. And so far, I think the consensus is Anvil, because I had a hard time reining Anvil in because she almost ran away with the story. She's that good of a character. And I had to keep her kind of really on par with Gideon, and kind of making sure that she didn't overshadow Gideon. I think she's going to have to go on some special ops, just her own, especially with those Karen bits. They're so cool. But I also like Monk. Monk is because he's a lot more reserved. He's a quiet type character, hence the name Monk. And he's brilliant, but he just doesn't show it off too much. But he's dangerous because he's the explosives expert. So, yeah. Yeah, the reason, so Mary Lane says, I see her as a blacksmith refining anvil. The blacksmith is an interesting reference if you read the first quote of the book. Also, she's the anvil that the rest of the team is built on, is forged on. That's why if you look at the story, Gideon says she's the one that's responsible for training the team. She's the anvil that they have to get formed on. So the whole story, forge, you take the metal, heat it up, you beat it on the anvil, put it in the fire, beat it on the anvil again. She's that anvil. So that's why. Welcome, Adam. Welcome, Amanda. Let's see who else is here. Yes, you have snipers in your readers group. Don't kill the dog. Oh, I do. Okay, so yes, I will not kill the dog. If I have snipers in my readers group, that would make going outside a very interesting activity. I will not kill the dog or anvil. Duly noted, Malcolm. Thank you. Yeah, I don't want to be walking around wondering where the next shot is coming from. I have an incredible respect for the military, and I've always admired snipers. And I know a lot of people. It's interesting. I didn't realize until a few years ago that there's some people who don't like snipers, and I never understood that because snipers, it's tough. It's tough to be a sniper, and yeah, you may not be engaged in direct combat, but the skill it takes and the discipline to do what a sniper does, it's not just fire and forget. And they take a lot of that trauma home with them. So it's tough. Yeah, no, yeah, that's not a threat, Malcolm. It's just a suggestion. I get it. Malcolm saying, I'm just saying there are no threats. It's just making a suggestion. Hello, Dean. Welcome. Welcome to the Storyteller episode. Yes, Laura says never to hurt peaches. I will never hurt peaches. Hellhounds are pretty indestructible if you've been reading Monty and Strong. So it's going to be really hard to hurt peaches. Actually, the only way to hurt peaches, I think, would be to hurt Simon, because that would hurt peaches. And if we break that bond, yeah, well, then you know what happens with peaches. We get Peaches XL, which is fun but dangerous. Yeah. Yeah, I know a few people who are, Malcolm was answering the question about snipers. I know a few people who are snipers and the amount of discipline it takes to be a sniper. If you've ever tried to sit still for any amount of time, you'll see how hard it is to be a sniper. Now, take that, multiply it by 10, and then imagine if you move, you can get shot and killed, because then you're giving away your position. Take that, multiply it another 100 times, and then you have the life of a sniper. So it's hard. It's hard to be a sniper. Hey, Dean, what up? Lots of training. Yeah, Isabel says there's lots of training involved and lots of debriefing. It takes a strong mindset. Yeah, it really does. Oh, yeah. If I know from what I've understood that with snipers is that if there's a sniper on the field, they're the prime target because they can do so much damage. So they're actively sought out to be taken out for sure. Craig says Deathane. I don't know, Craig. Are you? Is that a threat? Is that what you're saying? Are you threatening us with Deathane? Because that's why my dog doesn't get fed broccoli. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Isabel. Those are facts. Yeah, it's a high value, high target on a field, and from what I've heard and from what I've read, in any active confrontation or any hot area, if they know there's a sniper, everyone goes after the sniper. So it's a risky position in the military. Not that there are too many low risk positions if you're in live fire, but that one is really risky because they will actively seek you out to take you down. So you have to know what it means to take cover. You have to know what it means to bug out when you have to, and to move, and to camouflage, and ghillie suits and everything. Yeah. Oh, Deathane when you so Craig says that there's Deathane when you hurt Peaches. Yeah, no, Peaches just needs to be fed Simon's magic sausage. And that sounded so bad when it came out. I'm glad John's not here. But if Simon creates sausage and feeds it to Peaches, then yeah, it's dangerous. Welcome, RC. I should call you RC Grimm, just from your avatar. Actually, Ben Grimm was one of my favorite characters growing up. I really enjoyed him because he, out of all the characters in the Fantastic Four, he carried around a lot of angst and a lot of, they called him the Thing, and he always had this. They really wrote that character well when I was young. I haven't read a Fantastic Four comic in a long time though. But I think most teenagers could relate to Ben Grimm. Yeah. I see that with a lot of cats. So Cynthia says she's typing around the cat. The cat's trying to walk on the keyboard. For some reasons, I think cats are attracted to keyboards. Yeah. No, Malcolm, I do not need a JPL comment. Thanks, but no. I already realized what the comment would be, and I already censored it. Thank you. Yes, Isabel, it's true. In the military, there are people who are trained to look for snipers, to hunt them out. That's just it's the nature of everything. Like if you have a submarine, there are submarine killers who drop, death charges. It's just the nature of the military is if there's a threat, we have to create something to neutralize that threat. So yeah, it's very much like Sheepdog. There was a threat, and then Monk created something to neutralize it. Is there going to be a second book of this genre? Isabel asks. That depends on you guys. It depends on how well it does, if it sells, and you know, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed writing it. It was tough writing it, but I enjoyed it, and I think the end result came out really good, and it's becoming even better with the art. But that depends on you guys. You know, I don't mind writing it, and I think it'll get easier as I do more. But for me, writing stuff like the Monty and Strong World, Aftermath, anything with magic, urban fantasy, that's real. That's like comfortable for me. It's like a comfortable pair of shoes. Riding Sheepdog, I was wearing like mountain climbing boots with cleats. So Malcolm says, is Jack Russell standing on his keyboard? Yeah, I don't know about that. Jack Russell, they're a little too big to be standing on keyboards. Oh, Isabel says, I should be starting book 2. I have a lot of books to write before I get to book 2 on that one. And this one, I mean, I got to get, Sheepdog is done. I know Dragon's Impasse is a Golem. The Pain Eaters is the 3rd book in Division 13, so that's got to get done. Then I jump into 3 novellas that are really one book, which is the Rule of Council, which is Michigo's story. She's the center one in that. Then I do Nocturne Melody, and in there somewhere, there's some other short stories that I got to get done. And then I'm thinking, looks like May of next year, maybe. We'll see if we can get some more of Gideon and a team. But you never know. I mean, that schedule's there, but it could change. Again, I was in the middle of Sepia Blue. I know. I will get to her. And I had to write Monty and Strong. So these things happen. Schedules are subject to change. That's the disclaimer. Yes, Assassin's Apprentice is Darren. So Darren asked, will Assassin's Apprentice be getting book 2? Assassin's Apprentice has 2 more books called Everybody Dies and Phoenix Rising. And out of there's a spin-off called The Broken Man, which you will meet one of the characters who helps Huracan in staying alive. There's a series spin-off from there. So yeah, Isabel says sounds like excuses to me. I'll tell you what, you come write the books, Isabel, and I'll go do what you do all day. How's that? So Mary Elaine says, any technology that is sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic. Yeah, if I take my phone and, you know, all I needed is a flip phone, and I'm in Star Trek 30 years ago. So, you know, it's the same thing. It looks like magic. That was futuristic sci-fi back then. And all that stuff that's on Star Trek way back in the 60s. A lot of it, and a lot of sci-fi stuff in stories and books have come to pass because, yeah. Hey, Darren, welcome. So I agree, Mary Lane. Any technology that's sufficiently advanced is indistinguishable from magic. If you go back to the 1800s and say you had a device that you could speak to anyone in the world from your hand, they'd probably call you a witch and burn you at the stake. So there you go. See how that works? We have 30 minutes. Ask your questions because, yeah, I can't stay past 30 minutes. So, if you've seen the YouTube channel that we now have, Ben Peaches Publishing, you have to give Chris a big thanks, Chris Chrisman Dose, because he's the one that's responsible for that channel, and he's kind of the force behind that channel, and it looks amazing. I managed to get the header for it from Deranged Doctor Design, which they're incredible, and I was having it was giving me such a headache, and I said, you know what, let me just get them to figure out how this works. And then when they said the solution, I was like, oh yeah, duh, it's just that easy. But this is what happens when it's something that you do all the time. So the header comes from Deranged Doctor Design, and the channel is Chris's idea, and it's amazing, and he's doing great things with it. And yeah, so big shout out to Chris Chrisman for that. Let's see. Yes, Marilyn, I agree. She says all good sci-fi has the ability to become science fact, and from all the sci-fi that I read growing up, most of it has come to pass. A lot of it. We still don't have interplanetary travel in the sense of humans traveling across the solar system or between galaxies, but I think it's a matter of time. You just need a really efficient fuel to be able to do that, or know Ziller. I mean, he helped you. Thank you, Darren. Yes, the YouTube page looks great. That's all. Yeah, that's the headers from DDD, Deranged Doctor Design. By the way, they do all my covers. So, and the other stuff is Chris. So I just upload videos, but he's done all the other stuff. So please subscribe and share, because we're going to try and grow that channel. And we know it takes a long time because it's YouTube. It's a whole different platform. But the people who aren't on Facebook, and yes, there are people who aren't on Facebook, can still access these videos if they go on YouTube. Agreed, Cynthia. Yeah, what light would look like to someone 100 years ago. Forget light. I mean, just other things like the clothes that we wear. Or lighter. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, these things are amazing. Yes, I could do snippet readings on the YouTube channel. Those things are in the works. We're just starting out, but yeah. Is Uncle Dex, Laura asks, is Uncle Dex going to be in the next Monty and Strong? I like Uncle Dex. So I try to fit him in somehow, some way into the stories. But Uncle Dex is going to have his own kind of series eventually, where it's called, geez, let me see if I remember it. The first book is called The Last One. And that works around a quote I really can't share at the moment because it gives away a little bit of the story. But it's the Montague School of Battle Magic, and he's going to be heading that academy. So that's going to be his own little series. So yes, Uncle Dex will still be making appearances in Monty and Strong, but he's going to be doing his own thing. He's going to be preparing the next generation of mages. Welcome, Benna. Is Mary Elaine leaving? Oh, Craig is leaving. Bye, Craig. Take care. I'll send you stuff out this weekend. Yes, Larry, I agree. Any technology that's sufficiently used, excuse me, and or fragile is indistinguishable from a cat toy or a dog chew toy. Isabel asks, have I ever considered writing a movie script? Writing a novel and writing a screenplay are two very, very different disciplines. You have to take a novel and make it a visual and auditory. And so it's a little different from writing a book, where you can be really wordy in a book and you can't be really wordy in a screenplay. You've got to really kind of distill the story from a novel into something visual and something audio. And it's hard. So that takes practice. I'd have to learn how to write screenplays or find someone who can write screenplays. And then that's more work. So it's easier for me to learn how to write screenplays and then start practicing how to write a screenplay before I do that, before I shop it out to Netflix or Amazon Prime. Yes. Yay for Dex. Yes, Cynthia. I feel the same way, Malcolm, those poor students, especially when he brings the Morgan in to start teaching classes or be the dean. Of course, Audrey. Will the Morgan be part of Uncle Dex's story? Yeah. So, you know, I started thinking I didn't do romance in my books because I really don't do romance. I'm not a romance writer. But then I realized there are a bunch of couples in there. It's just that the tension is different. But Dex and Morgan are pretty much the closest I get to romance. So there you go. There's romance in Monty and Strong. We will be seeing Dex's significant other. His significant other is the Morgan. Yeah. And we don't need to write a makeout scene with the Morgan and Dex. Everything is implied with them. So, welcome, Chris. Glad to have you here. I know you were on the road, so welcome. Dex is the most free of all the characters in the Monty and Strong universe, but he's not that free that he's gonna start saying what he does with the Morgan. No, not gonna happen. Sorry. He will allude to it, and he'll use plenty of innuendo, as he does, but he's not going to say, and this is what happened, and give a detailed description of everything. No. Because Dex isn't that kind of guy. Plus, if he did, he'd have to deal with the Morgan, and that wouldn't be too smart on his part. So Mary Elaine asks, will we be seeing more development with Simon and She? Yes. When she gets back to New York City from Japan, there's going to be maybe a 1 or 2 book kind of interlude with the Golem, and then what comes after the Golem, and then the Dark Council starts really homing in on Monty and Simon because things start changing, and then she's going to get involved. And at some point, I think I don't want to give too much away because it might be a few books ahead, but she's going to have to make a choice. I'll leave it at that. Darren says romance is not dead. I agree. Romance is not dead. I'll ask Isabel what romance is. Darren, yes. If Dex did something wrong, the Morgan would mess him up seriously. Yes. And plus he's not the kind of guy who would say anything. Dex wouldn't say anything. Yes, exactly. He as Chris says, they've been a couple long enough, and that it's comfortable in private, and that's the way it needs to be, comfortable in private. He'll fool around and he'll say something, but he won't go into detail. That's just Dex don't discuss his private life. Dex wouldn't do that. All right, Darren, it was great to see you come in. Have fun, enjoy the rest of your day, and enjoy your weekend. So Larry says, what Dex does with the Morgan is Orlando's first foray into horror. It's a genre I haven't hit yet, and I don't think I want to touch horror for a long time. So, yeah. This is a great question, Mary Lane. Mary Lane asks, will the Destructive Trio meet the Light Council too? So if you've read Wander, is it Wander? I think it's Wander. And Division 13. Both those mention the Light Council. The Light Council hasn't been mentioned in Monty and Strong for good reason. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of stuff brewing in Gray's world that will impact Monty and Strong because they do share the same universe. Yeah. Things might be headed to a war. So we'll see. And yes, I'm scruffy today. I was going to shave yesterday, but this is the post-sheepdog face. I was like, I'm just going to do the show like this. I'll be scruffy. At some point, I'm going to let the beard grow back in. It's just that it's too much maintenance. I'd rather just keep it without. I was telling my sister this the other day that, she said, oh, you shaved. You look so young. I said, yeah, I'm only 20. And so she keeps saying she's the younger sister, and I keep reminding her that she's the older sister. But this is what happens when people get older. They forget, Oh, that is awesome. I'm glad Gemma says that the MG feels much better. So yes, MG, go home, have fun. And you can go back for the necessary test whenever you need to. But enjoy, yes. Mark asks, is the Light Council just the Dark Council with goatees? No, the Light Council is just as dangerous as the Dark Council. But the Light Council is kind of made up of the opposite creatures of the Dark Council, where the Dark Council is considered the evil or darker side of, like, let's say, vampire, werewolves, and mages. The Light Council would have different kinds of creatures. So you've got to read, what's the second one? You got to read Division 13, and you have to read Night Warden. Isabel asks, when I get an idea for a book, how do you manifest it onto paper? If I have paper around, I'll write down the idea. I'll write an outline real quick. Or usually what I'll do is I'll write a real important question, like, who is this character? Or what does this character do? Or if I'm reading something related to writing and an idea sticks out, I'll make a note of that. But usually I have my phone and I have a note-taking app, and I'll just write a quick paragraph of a story that I think would align with that. And so if not every story or not every idea becomes a story, but I usually have ideas that kind of blossom into stories. So that's how I start. And then if it still bugs me, if I'm in the middle of something else and I'm writing in it, but after I'm done or while I'm writing that, the other idea is bugging me, then I know that it has legs, and I'll work on it. I'll develop it a bit more. Welcome, Maureen. My sister just looks way younger. She's actually older than I am. Shadow Strut 2. Yes, Marilyn. In Shadow Strut, you get to see the Light Council. You get exposed to the Light Council. Yes. Yes. I remember that because we discussed it, Chris, about reading the questions, because if not, then it's very one-sided. So I'm trying to read the questions and then give you the answers as well. And we have about 15 minutes before I have to kind of end this. So if you have questions, comments, please share them. Just so you remember, on YouTube, it's Bitten Peaches Publishing. Big shout out to the WTA. There's a bunch of them that are right now in NINC, which is Novels Incorporated. But the PPD, the Black Ops, I believe has another book out. The second Sinister book is out. So go pick up John's book, and let's make that one number one. Also, an all author. I don't know how many days we have left, but there's voting that's going on to make, I think it's the top 3 covers. So let's get that. It's another Sinister book. So let's get that one up too, and make it number 1, 2, or 3 at least. Yes. I don't know, Dean, you had a question. What was the question? Dean asked, did he miss the answer to his question because he had to step away? I don't know, Dean, ask the question again and I'll answer it. Yes, Unsanctified came out today. That's John's second Sinister book. Please go get it if you can. And don't forget to leave a review. Isabel asked, are there book signings in the future? I will sign a book. I have no problems with it. But creating an event to sign books, that's a little bit too pretentious even for me. Like if you bring a book wherever I'm at, like let's say I'm going to be at 20 Book Vegas and you bring a book, I'll sign it. I don't have an issue. But I have to kind of be somewhere and everybody's there and we'll sign books. But to create an actual event just to sign books, maybe when we have our Peaches Con, then you can bring books and I'll sign them. Do that. Let's see. Mark asks, have I moved up to mid-size SUVs in my training yet? No, Mark, I started with mid-size SUVs. Jeez, really, come on. Audrey asks, any conferences coming up? I'm going to, as of right now, I'm going to 20 Books Vegas, which is in November. So we'll see how it is. From the 12th to the 14th, I'll be in Vegas. That's all I can say. I mean, that's the only one I've planned. This year I couldn't go to other ones due to other issues, family concerns. But that one I think I'll be able to make, so that won't be a problem. Oh, Chris asks, Isabel, any good stories we can tell about Orlando? There are no good stories about Orlando. No. Peaches Con, when and where? That's still way, way in the future. So. But that would be the ideal place to do book signings, a Peaches Con. So that's still an idea right now. I think it would be a great idea, but trust me, it would have to be New York. So we'd have to find a way to get everybody to New York, and that's easier said than done because you guys are spread out all over the world. So that's going to be tough. So yeah, yes, as Chris says, soon, TM. That's when Peaches Con is happening. Right, and so Mark and I have tried to kind of hook up and talk in the same country. And every time he tells me a date of when he's going to be in the States or in New York, I'm somewhere else. So I can't book any other conferences until Mark tells me when he's coming to New York. So then I can book the other conferences and avoid him again. Did I say avoid? I meant accidentally miss. There you go. Dean has a question. I was thinking about the dynamic between Monty and Strong. It's kind of similar to the relationship between the urban fantasy genre and epic fantasy genre. One is from America and the other is from the UK. That's an interesting comparison, Dean. I like that. One is from America and the other from the UK. One is younger, who is rough around the edges. The other is a little older with an air of refinement. Do Monty and Strong represent the coming together of fantasy in an urban fantasy setting? Was that representation intentional? I would be lying if I said that was intentional. I think that's a fantastic analogy, and I will give you all the credit for that, Dean, but I don't think it was intentional. Maybe in the back of my mind because I have read both, but I think that's great. Maybe it's like the old guard and the new guard coming together, and yeah, great idea. It wasn't intentional. That's not what it represents overtly, but it is there. It's the refined mage who's been around, has more experience, taking in the unrefined American, kind of rough around the edges, who needs a little bit character development, but they kind of help each other. They polish and they sharpen each other. Yes, Any stories about Orlando are G14 classified, period, and will not be declassified. Oh, so yes, Malcolm, please do. We'll figure out a way. I mean, I do want a Peaches Con. I realize how much work it takes to create something like this. I'm going to actually have a conversation with Craig Martell, who runs 20 Books to Vegas, just to kind of pick his brain because he organizes the 20 Books to Vegas. So I do want it to happen. It's just that I know it takes a lot of work and it takes a team of people. So Craig is phenomenal with the 20 Books conferences. So I'm going to see him in November, and then I'm going to have a conversation with him if he has a moment, because he's really busy too. Chris asked, do I have a new day for the Wendy Schindler podcast, which is the Mystic Moon? October 16th from 9 to 11 p.m. is my time, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern. I don't know what that is where you are, but it's 9 to 11 p.m. my time, October 16th. Laura says, I'm going to be in New York from the 9th to the 18th. That's awesome. Let me know. We can get together, have coffee. If you guys ever come to New York City, let me know. I would try to accommodate you and at least take you. What was it? My wife had this great idea of creating a tour of all the places that were blown up and destroyed in New York. So we could call it the Monty and Strong Destruction Tour. And that would be awesome because there are plenty of places that have been delicately renovated by Monty and Strong. So that'd be great to do. So if you ever come to New York, let me know, and I'll find a way that we can get together and have some coffee. Hello, Gina. Welcome. Sounds like a good... Darren says it sounds like a good title for a book, Isabel. G14 classified. Yeah, I think that Marcus says he loves the tour idea. I think it'd be great. Yeah, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and we'd actually travel a lot of the city because they have gotten around destroying a lot of things. So, and then if we ever go to London, we can do the London Monty and Strong Destruction Tour, and that's basically just walking up and down the Thames, and I can point out all the buildings they annihilated. I mean, renovated. I don't know why you're. Okay, you keep, Isabel says she's late at work. You keep using that W word, and it really doesn't apply to what you do. I'm just putting that out there. Yeah, I like that. Larry will call it the Landmark Liberation Tour. Yes, we can call it the Landmark Renovation Tour. And yeah, that's basically what we do. I'm thinking about it now in hindsight. Part of my brain picks up these landmarks to destroy. So I got to keep an eye out for the Landmark Commission in New York City. Just keep away from them because they may be looking for me. And again, it's the same thing that happened. Well, this wasn't as bad as Peaches, but when I destroyed, and when I say I mean Monty and Strong, when they destroyed, just in case the NSA is listening, when they destroyed things in London, I got mail from my UK mob about the destruction. And I'm like, you guys know this is fictional, right? But some people were upset because I was destroying things like the Tower of London. There you go, Cynthia. Cynthia says, the MS Destruction Peaches Con Vegas. Yeah, that'd be awesome, I think. Right now we're doing the PPD event in Vegas. And so all the PPD authors, except for Noah, who's in Thailand, so it's going to be hard. But I believe all the PPD authors are going to be in Vegas for 20 Books 50K. And so right with that, they're going to be aligned and do like a little mini PPD event just for us. We're going to get together, hang out, people who want to talk about PPD. Welcome, Elisha or Liz Shah. Welcome. Yeah, Malcolm says as long as the Tate doesn't get rebuilt, the Tate can. The Tate and I have a bad history. I never liked that museum. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sure it was G Bean, and welcome. I didn't see you come in, but yes. When I went to the Tate, I know I said this before. I actually saw a Mondrian there. That's probably the only piece I recognized in that whole museum, and even then, it looked like a jumbled up Monopoly board. I like some abstract art. I can't appreciate as much as I can appreciate different kinds of art. Because abstract is really subjective. You know, I mean, you're looking at a bunch of squares, different colors, and then the artist says trees, and you're like, no. So it's very subjective, you know. That's gonna be a lot of fun, Chris. PPD in Vegas. I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. Just gonna have to get. Anytime you do this 20 books Vegas thing, you gotta understand that you're in a casino. Where the hotel has a casino on the bottom. It's Vegas, and people smoke, so you gotta be aware that the air quality, and Craig tries to really make this work because he suffers from breathing issues. And he always tries to make it work where it's not as bad as it could be. But because we're so big now, they really do make concessions for the 20 Books Vegas group. And so the air quality is not that bad. But you'll still smell cigarette smoke because I think it's allowed in the hotels there. And it's like, you know, gambling and cigarettes kind of go together. So just understand that. Monopoly art. Yes, Dean. Monopoly art is basically what I don't think Pierre Mondrian would appreciate that calling it Monopoly art, but that's what it looks like. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you for enjoying the shows. Carolyn, you have a fantastic day. I know you got to go. Take care. Let me know how the blurb works out. Okay, I've got 5 minutes. So, and then the 5 minutes we're really cutting it. Yeah, you should try and quit. If you can quit, it'd be great. I'm gonna try to be a healthy person. Smoking never really attracted me, but smoking is something you want to stop if you can. It's no judging. I just think it's not good for your body, you know? Jackson Pollock, it's interesting. There's this great little story. I don't know if it's true or not, but an art critic was watching Jackson Pollock work, and he said a bunch of monkeys could do that, you know, because you look at the Jackson Pollock work, it looks like paint splatter. Looks like there's no order, it's all chaos. Jackson Pollock took his brush and he flicked it. And when the critic was about to leave Jackson's studio, there was a dot of paint on the doorknob. And he was just saying, without saying anything, that yes, maybe monkeys could do something else, but they can't. There's intentionality to what I'm doing. So I like the Jackson Pollock pieces, and so some abstract is really interesting, and some just leaves you puzzled. And like I said, it's really subjective. Out of all the art groups or genres, I guess, or mediums, abstract art is the most polarizing. Because when somebody sees a piece of art, someone else sees, you know, what the heck is that? So it's things like that. I enjoy Andy Warhol, but a lot of people didn't. So it all depends on, you know, your own preferences. Chris, back to work. Thank you for visiting. Have a great lunch. Chris Hall is leaving at the moment, so enjoy. And thank you for coming in. And get your daughter more clay so she can build her bigger peaches. What was that? I think it was the size of a quarter. Get her more clay. Stop, you know, get her at least 2-3 pounds. Welcome, Noah. We're about to end, but thank you for coming by. How are things in Thailand? Yeah, we're trying to keep it to an hour. Welcome, David. You have like a few minutes now. Thank you all who came. Well, actually, it's not an hour yet, is it? Because we started a little late. So we'll go to like 12:05. We'll go to 12:05. It's not because we want to keep it to a real hour. And I know we started a little late today, so we'll go to 12:05. Welcome, David. And yeah, Cynthia, it is nice. For me, it's awesome. It's just, you know, you get your coffee, you hang out. It's basically, like I said, we're just hanging out in a big space, and we're just spending some time together, talking stuff. If you have any questions about Sheepdog, now's the time to ask them. Because I will answer them off, but here you can get your answer right away, which is awesome. I wish something like this existed when I was growing up and reading my favorite authors, and I wish I could have been able to like just have a conversation with like Heinlein or Frank Herbert or Tolkien, or C.S. Lewis. That would have been incredible to be able to do something like that. Or with Terry, see if Terry Pratchett had been alive, because he was alive when the technology was, I mean, still kind of in its inception, but that would have been awesome. Let's see. Yeah, I agree, Chris. This is a pleasant way to chill on a Friday, cup of coffee, and hanging out with like the best group ever. Yes. Malcolm asks, "Is this the only time you manage to sit down for an hour?" No. How do you think I write books? I'm not at the gym writing books, Malcolm. So I have to sit down and write them too. My lovely wife makes sure that I have the time and space to do what I have to do. And sometimes it's usually with a growl, like I growl, like, because I've moved my workstation to my room away from, I was on one end of the space and now I'm on a different end of the space, but the other end that I'm at, my little ones, the little tribe likes to gravitate a little bit more. So I kind of have to growl every so often so they can be like, oh, daddy's writing. Okay, fine, you know? And my wife says, this is the quiet area. So, yeah, but it's pretty awesome. Okay, now I have 5 minutes. So, hey. Let's see. When is Sheepdog 2? I haven't really finished Sheepdog 1, Chris. Sheepdog 2 will be for a while. So, you know, like I said before, it all depends on if people love it, if people like it, and, you know, it gets out there. But I think there'll be another one. If you pay attention, there's some missing weapons in Sheepdog 1. That's the only spoiler I'm giving you. Isabel says, there was no technology when you were growing up. See, this is what I mean. You're mistaking your childhood from my childhood. My childhood was full of technology. Your childhood, it was all, you know, smoke signals to contact people, you know, really. It's just sad to see the decline. Amazing. I agree, Darren. It's fantastic. And I'm always trying to make myself accessible. I was speaking with Tammy the other day that I try not to believe my own hype. And I know that Monty and Strong is growing. I'm getting a lot of recognition for what's happening with Monty and Strong. But I think what I have around me is that I have the pack and I have the mob, and you guys will always keep me grounded. I'm counting on you guys to keep me grounded. And also, I don't believe my own hype. I don't believe my own press. So I remember what it was like when no one knew who Monty Strong was. So now that people do and they really like the stories, I still have to always keep that perspective that, you know, it's just you're telling your stories. You're a reader and you're a storyteller, and that's what it comes down to, you know. Yes, they are, Isabel. These Fridays are pretty awesome. Marilyn says she absolutely loves these talks, and I absolutely love them too. Yeah, I use the bamboo screen. So you guys always see the bamboo screen behind me. Behind there is my bed. This is my bedroom. It's enormous. I have an enormous bedroom. Like, this is not even half what you guys see. This is like a quarter. My bedroom, this is a really old space. So the rooms are ginormous. And so I put the bamboo screen just because it gives continuity and it makes the video look nice. And I like the Asian feel. But yeah. Plus, you guys don't want to see my bed. Exactly. Chris says M&S is going places and I'm along for the ride. Yes, and if I'm along for the ride, you guys are along for the ride. So, yeah. Oh, so yes, Isabel Acevedo is my sister, my older sister. And yeah, sometimes she has issues with time and connecting, you know, birth order. It happens when people get older, and we look after her. But you know, I love her dearly. But we have to make concessions for how her brain is slowly declining. It happens. Yes, my sister knew all these stories before they got out into the world because I was constantly barraging her with stories. My older sister Isabel, yes, and I guess I'll give it away now. If you see Bella in Sheepdog, she's fashioned after Isabel. Bella is just a shortened version of Isabel. And Yeah, very close to real life. Yes, Dolly will keep 1 foot of mine on the ground for sure. She'll keep me grounded. Listen, I've dealt with celebrity in other realms of my life. I know, and I've seen it happen to other people, and I've seen the dangers of it, and I'd rather not go down that route. So I know that much about myself that it won't impact me that way. But you never say never, and you don't, you want to always be aware of it and be conscious of it. And I have like 1 minute, so guys, I gotta go really soon because if I don't, this video will get so large, and trust me, to upload these things, oof, yeah. Yes, Darren. Isabel is the original art. Ever since we were little, I would tell stories, and she didn't have a choice. She was a captive audience, so she had to hear the stories. And so, yeah. She has a little more hair than I do, yeah. GB, I don't think I ever drew the picture. The artist in my family is my younger brother, and he's so talented. I was never really into the actual drawing of stuff. Yeah, I don't really get sucked into I've seriously dealt with celebrities. It doesn't. How do I put it? I'm not impressed by I had a boss a long time ago who he used to deal with clients who were multi-millionaires, and people would get stars in their eyes. And he said, listen, they're just like you. They got to put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you. Don't get caught up in the fluff, Exactly. Yeah. My writing sucks. He said, yeah, just keep it in perspective. Malcolm says, okay, to deflate your ego, your writing sucks. No, can't even say that in jest. Yeah, you can. I don't take it personally, so it's good. It's all good. Yes, I'm surrounded. No one says if my head gets too big. I know a few expert deflators. I'm surrounded by them by choice. I want them around me because I know they won't hold back. So yes. Chris, and as we both know, ego is dangerous if you let it run unchecked, right? So it's always better to be humble. You can always recover from being humble. It's harder to recover from being an egotistical jerk. So better to be humble. All right, guys, I'm going to end this now because, yeah. This is fantastic. This is awesome, guys. I really appreciate you being here. I want you all to have a great weekend and a great rest of your day today. I'm going to go do some more writing on Aftermath, some more notes on, Sheepdog, and get that done. You guys have, I think, until the 2nd or the 3rd of August to get all your notes in if you haven't already. And then that gets closed, and then I'm going to put it out shortly after that. So have a fantastic weekend. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Thank you for being here, and be excellent to each other. Bye.